All right, let's jump right in. Today we are looking at some essential sources to build you the ultimate Homeowners HVAC survival guide. We're going to completely demystify your home's heating and cooling system. We're taking it from that mysterious, noisy metal box sitting out in your backyard to something you can actually confidently maintain, troubleshoot, and even upgrade, all without breaking the bank. So, let's get into this explainer.
You know exactly what I'm talking about here. We've all been there. It's literally 95 degrees outside. The humidity is just absolutely through the roof. And suddenly, you feel the air coming out of your vents and it's warm. Seriously, why does your AC always seem to break down on the absolute hottest day of the year? Well, believe it or not, it's not just terrible luck. It's simply because that's the exact moment your system is under the maximum amount of mechanical stress. But the good news? You can actually predict and prevent this stuff.
Okay, so first up, how climate impacts your HVAC. To truly get a handle on your system, you have to understand the invisible war it's fighting every single day against the environment.
Take Brentwood, Tennessee, for example. It's basically the ultimate case study for HVAC stress because it really has it all. Look at that 70% summer humidity. That means air conditioners have to run these incredibly long cycles just to pull all that extra moisture out of the air, and that wears out compressors super fast. Then you get winter freeze-thaw cycles that physically expand and contract your ductwork. Add in heavy clay soil that shifts around and literally disconnects ducts down in your crawlspace, falling debris from mature trees that suffocates your outdoor unit, and intense oak and hickory pollen clogging up your filters way faster than the manufacturer guidelines even warn about. It's an absolute mechanical battlefield out there.
Which brings us right into Section 2, Warning Signs of System Failure. Let's talk about the visible and auditory symptoms every single homeowner needs to be watching out for.
So, your AC is running constantly, but it's just blowing warm air. Okay, don't panic. A lot of homeowners instantly assume this means the entire unit is totally dead and they need a new one. But honestly, it very often points to a specific, totally fixable component failure. It could just be a sneaky refrigerant leak, or maybe a failed capacitor that's preventing your compressor from kicking into full gear.
You've also got to use your senses. Listen to your house. Feel your house. Is your furnace short cycling? That's when it turns on and off repeatedly before it even heats the room, which, by the way, wastes a ton of energy. Are you dealing with uneven temperatures where your first floor feels like an icebox, but the second floor is a total sauna? Listen closely for squealing blower motor bearings, or worse, grinding compressors. The absolute most crucial takeaway here is this: ignoring these weird noises or those hot upstairs rooms doesn't magically make them go away. It actually leads directly to total, incredibly expensive system breakdowns.
Now, hold on. Before you start mashing buttons on your thermostat and resetting systems when things go wrong, I want to share a major insider secret. It's just one simple number, but it could legitimately save you thousands of dollars. It's called the 3-minute rule. If your system ever shuts off, maybe from a quick power outage or just while you're poking around troubleshooting, you absolutely must wait 3 full minutes before restarting that AC. Why? Because you have to give the refrigerant pressure time to equalize throughout the entire system. If you try to force it to start back up too quickly, the compressor has to fight against immense, built-up high pressure. This causes massive mechanical stress and can literally instantly destroy a compressor that otherwise had years of life left in it. Just wait the 3 minutes.
Eventually, though, we all face that dreaded crossroads. So let's talk about Section 3, Repair versus Replace, and the rules around it. Let's actually look at the financial math here.
I'm a big fan of simple, structured formulas, and there is a foolproof trick to make this really hard decision super easy. We call it the $5,000 rule. You take the quoted cost of your repair and you multiply it by the age of the unit in years. If that final number is less than $5,000, you go ahead and fix it. If it's greater than $5,000, it's time to replace the unit.
Let's put this into practice with some real numbers so you can see exactly how it works. Let's say you get hit with a $400 repair bill, and your current system is 15 years old. 400 times 15 equals 6,000. Well, 6,000 is obviously greater than 5,000, so it is officially time to replace it. Throwing good money at an aging, inefficient system that is already struggling to fight off high humidity is simply a bad long-term investment.
A couple more quick things to keep in your back pocket. The average lifespan of an HVAC system is about 15 to 20 years, but keep in mind high humidity or salty coastal air can significantly shorten that timeline. And here's a massive pro tip for you. The absolute best time to buy a new system is in the fall or early spring. Contractors have way less demand during those shoulder seasons, meaning you get better scheduling and very often, much better pricing. You want to avoid buying during a July heatwave emergency at all costs, because honestly, desperation limits your options and drives prices way up. So, Let's say it is time to replace. You're going to hit a wall of new acronyms. Let's jump into Section 4, Navigating Costs and Efficiency. Let's break down what you're actually paying for.
The big rating you're going to see everywhere is SEER. That's Seasonal Energy Efficiency Ratio. Now, a 13 SEER system has a lower upfront cost, which is totally fine if you're planning on moving in a year or two. But a 16 SEER system, that gives you much better humidity control and significantly lower monthly utility bills. If you live in a really humid climate and you plan to stay in your home for a while, the 16 SEER literally pays for its own price difference in just 5 to 7 years. It's easily the smarter financial play.
Here's the thing though, efficiency means absolutely nothing if the system is the wrong size. And listen to me closely on this one. Bigger is absolutely not better here. Your contractor must perform what's called a manual J load calculation. It's a scientific method that factors in your home's exact square footage, the quality of your insulation, and exactly how much sun your windows are getting. An oversized system will just short cycle. It'll blast a ton of cold air, turn off way too quickly, and completely fail to remove the humidity from the room. It leaves your house feeling cold, but super clammy.
Oh, and here is a pretty awesome financial hack for doing this the right way. Upgrading your primary residence's efficiency absolutely pays off. Thanks to the Inflation Reduction Act, you can actually claim up to 30% of the installation costs as a federal tax credit for qualifying high-efficiency systems, and that goes all the way through 2032. So while your routine AC tune-ups aren't tax-deductible, a major energy-efficient upgrade certainly is.
Okay, last but not least. When it's actually time to call in the pros for help, what should that process look like? Section 5, the professional service process.
A truly top-tier company, like Alpha HVAC in Nashville, which we've been drawing our case study from today, operates on a very strict 3-step process. First, immediate dispatch. You shouldn't be sitting around waiting all day. You should get a tight arrival window and a courtesy 15-minute heads-up call before they pull up. Second, accurate diagnosis. They shouldn't just be out there guessing. They need to use digital manifolds and proper tools to pinpoint the exact issue and give you a transparent, upfront quote. And third, repair and verification. They need to fully test the airflow, temperatures, and pressures right there before they leave, just to guarantee the fix actually worked. And don't be afraid to ask about credentials either. Ensure your technician has their EPA Section 608 certification that is legally required to handle refrigerants safely. They need to comply with the International Mechanical Code, use Manual D standards for correct duct sizing, and absolutely promise you transparent, upfront pricing with zero hidden fees. Demand these standards, folks. It protects your home, your family's safety, and your wallet. So, we've walked through the climate stressors, the warning signs, the financial math you need to know, and the professional standards you should expect. So, I want to leave you with this one question to think about today. Is your system truly ready to survive the next 95-degree day? Or are you currently sitting on a ticking $5,000 time bomb? Take a walk outside later, listen to your unit, check that filter, and take control of your home's comfort. Thanks for hanging out with me for this explainer, and I'll catch you on the next one.